guys, and welcome to another tier list video. I am your host BC King, and today we're going to rank every single mainline Mario game from Mario Bros. 1 on the NES to the recently released Mario Bros. Wonder on the Switch. And as you can see, I have my Mario shirt on, ready to go. So without further ado, let's get started. So to start, we have the original Mario Bros. On the NES. I will say right now, this game has not aged that well. It still plays fine, but the controls have definitely shown their age. This game can get kinda hard near the end, but overall, it's a pretty solid experience. This game basically saved the game industry, because at the time this game was released, the game market was like crashing or something, or there was a crash. So this game basically revived video games, and that's why we have the games we have today. So yeah, but as far as the game in general, again, it does get hard near the end, but overall it's a pretty easy game, and the controls are definitely not the best, at least nowadays. They have shown their age, like I said. So, I would probably put Mario Bros. 1 at a solid C. You know, it's not great nowadays, but it's not bad. It's far from bad. But as far as, like, setting the baseline for future 2D Mario games, did a pretty good job. So, Mario Bros. 1, solid C. So I think a lot of people might put the Lost Levels at like a D or even an F, because this game is pretty hard and pretty unfair. But for me, I kind of like the challenge. I agree it's kind of bullshit at times, but again, I'm a guy who likes challenging games. So I played it a bunch of times to unlock these special worlds, and honestly, I don't hate the game at all. I'd probably put it at like a C tier, like Mario Bros. 1, but I don't hate this game at all. I love the challenge. Again, the design of the levels is kind of bullcrap at times, but if you want challenging games, or I guess a challenging 2D platformer, then Mario Bros. Lost Levels is a game for you. Just be prepared to deal with a lot of bullshit, because this game definitely has it. But Mario Bros. Lost Levels, probably just below Mario Bros. 1, because this game doesn't really do anything that new in terms of level design and enemies. But yeah, Lost Levels, I don't hate the game, so probably like a C, C- for me. And now we go to what I feel is the most underrated 2D Mario game, being Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, I don't love this game because I'm not a fan of how you have to kill enemies by picking them up and then throwing them. I'm much more of a fan of having to like stomp on them or use power-ups. But this game is pretty solid. It's pretty short. The levels aren't really that memorable. And oh my god, Phanto. Phanto is the one reason why I can't say I love this game, because Phanto can be the most bullcrap enemy to deal with in this game. He floats around the stage, you gotta go under him, over him, around him. It's so annoying. But what I will say is the final boss is pretty good against Wart. I like that final boss. But yeah, Mario Bros. 2, it's good. I wouldn't say it's great. But compared to Mario Bros. 1 and the Lost Levels, I put it above probably. So you know what? I'll put Mario Bros. 2 at probably like a C+, maybe a B-. I'm thinking more like a B-. It's a good game, but yeah, the way the game works and its short length is kind of a detriment, and again, not very memorable level design, but you know what? I'm gonna say B- for Mario Bros. 2. Good game, not great, could be better, but a fairly solid 2D Mario game. If you have played Mario Bros. 3 and have seen me talk about it or heard me talk about it, then you already know what's gonna happen. I'm putting Mario Bros. 3 as the first S-tier game of the list. It is one of the best 2D platformers of all time. Like, coming off of Mario Bros. 2 and these two games especially, this game did a lot to improve the controls, the level design, the music, the boss fights, the general atmosphere, the world map design. There is so much good about Mario Bros. 3. There's, honestly, the only detriment I can possibly say is that the graphics aren't that colorful or great, but in terms of gameplay and level design and music and whatever else, pretty much no notes are missed. Like, this game is so spectacular. There is no way I can put Mario Bros. 3 at anything below an S tier. It is a fantastic 2D platformer, fantastic Mario game. It set the groundwork for a, one we're about to talk about in just a second, which is, Mario World, spoiler alert. But, yeah, Mario Bros. 3, the first S tier, don't regret it, fantastic game. So yeah. Now on to what I think is another underrated Mario, or 2D Mario game, being Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. This is probably the shortest Mario game of all time. It's like maybe 30 minutes long, maybe 40 minutes if you're that bad at the game. But yeah, it's really short, but I kind of like the game. It's not great by any means, or it's good. It's a good game, but the graphics are definitely not the best. The enemies are kind of weird, and again, the game is super short. The music is pretty surprising for a Game Boy title. It sounds really good, actually. The boss fights are okay, I guess. So yeah, Mario Land, pretty underrated, but I would probably say a C-. It's definitely not a D. There is one D tier that I will not talk about just yet, but Mario Land, kind of a forgettable Mario title because it is very short and it's not really that memorable, but it's a solid game. I enjoyed it. Again, it's pretty unique, pretty not that much talked about these days, but I still like it. So Mario Land, solid C-. When I first played Mario Bros. 3, I thought there was no game, no 2D Mario that could ever top that game. Ever. And then I played Mario World, and oh my god was I wrong. Mario World is, in my opinion, the best 2D Mario of all time. No hands, or no doubt about it. Mario World, easy, like S+. The graphics are amazing, the music is amazing. We got Yoshi finally! Yoshi made his debut in this game, which is amazing. Love Yoshi. The world maps are awesome too because you can unlock secrets and find different levels. The final Bowser fight's pretty good as well. The boss fights are good, I believe. Yeah, this game really just took Mario Bros. 3 and made it even better with like better graphics and just better level design, better music, better just everything. So I still love Mario Bros. 3 a lot, will always love it, but if I had to pick this over Mario World, I couldn't do it. Like, Mario World is definitely better than Mario Bros. 3. I love both games to death, but if I had to pick one, Mario World is the better 2D Mario game, so easy S+, no doubt about it. So Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. This game does a lot to really improve the original Mario Land. The models look better, the graphics are a bit better, the levels are more creative, I think. The boss fights are pretty good, too. And you fight Wario. Wasn't this Wario's first appearance in a Mario game? I'm pretty sure it was. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, like Mario Land, it's a good game, but it is just a little bit forgettable. There's not really that much to remember about it. But it's still another solid game in the 2D Mario era. So I would put it above Mario Land 1 for sure. But as far as these two, I don't know. You know what? I think I would. I think it does a lot to really improve over these 3 games. So, yeah, Mario Land 2, I'd say probably a C+. Again, kind of forgettable like Mario Land 1, but great levels, great enemies, good boss fights, really good Wario fight at the end, and another solid Game Boy Mario game. So, Mario Land 2, C+. So after Super Mario World, Yoshi got his own game, Yoshi's Island, which is still kind of a Mario game because the official title is Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, but we all call it just Yoshi's Island. We all do. I mean, come on. It's a Yoshi game and a Mario game, who cares? But anyway, Yoshi's Island is a fantastic platformer. The art style is gorgeous, the music isn't really, there's not that much of it, but what is there is so catchy, so great. The final boss fight against Baby Bowser, love that fight. Oh my god. Like, this game is just amazing. However, I don't think it's of the same caliber as my S tier games. I think the highest I could put Yoshi's Island is probably an A+. Still a phenomenal game, but I think it just falls a tad bit short in terms of, like, what do you call it? Remembrance and whatever else compared to Mario Bros. 3 and Mario World. Still a fantastic game. I love it. Again, art style is insanely gorgeous. The controls can be kind of weird at times because you have to, I don't know, it can be a little bit fidgety, if that makes sense. Also, when you lose Baby Mario, it's painful. Hearing that cry is ear-grating. I hate it. But yeah, Yoshi's Island is a fantastic game. A+, like, it could be an S if the controls were just a little bit better, and if the music was a little bit more than just what we got, because the soundtrack is kinda small, but still an A+ game. I love Yoshi's Island, and you should too. Well, guys, get your pitchforks ready. I'm gonna say right now, I am not putting Mario 64 in S tier. However, I will put it at an A-, and here's why. Let me explain. I love this game. I really do. But this year, I played it for the first time with the actual controller, which is the N64 controller. And I gotta say, the controls are not great. Like, I've played so many games where the controls are very fluid, very responsive, and just don't really give me issues. This game really does. Like, wall jumping sucks. Mario is very slippery at times. Moving around can be kind of clunky in certain areas. And the camera is fucking awful. Like, we all know that. The camera literally, like, it's not a camera where it's just kind of finicky, but the camera can literally mess up your platforming in so many cases. Like, if I'm gonna die in a platformer, I want to die because I actually platformed badly, not because the camera made it so I couldn't platform good. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So, yeah, also the 100 coin stars are kind of an issue for me. Not because they're hard to get, like, there's a lot of them, but my issue is that not every level in the world has 100 coins, and there's no way to really know what levels have that amount of coins. Like, I was playing, I think, on Womp's Fortress one time, and trying to get the 100 coin star, right? I entered a level, got all the coins I could, I killed every enemy, got every coin that was, like, in the wild, I broke every little coin box, and I was at, like, 85 coins or something, and there was literally no more coins in the level at all, and I searched everywhere. So, that's kind of a problem for me. Like, I wish the game would like, give you a hint as far as, like, what levels have 100 coins, or at least have at least 100 coins. So that's kind of, yeah. The boss fights are cool, the Bowser fight's cool, but, I gotta say, again, I'm sorry, but this is my least favorite 3D Mario game. I still love it. I still love the game, but compared to the other 3D Mario games, even Sunshine, I can't put it above. Like, I just can't. However, what I will say is that, the DS remake, unpopular opinion, I think it's better. I do. There's no analog stick, which is kind of weird for a 3D platformer, having to use a D-pad. But there's more content, there's more stars, more characters, better graphics, better character models. So, yeah, I know it's unpopular, but I prefer the DS remake. I'll say it right now. They're both A tier, I still love them both, but, if I had to pick one, I'd pick the remake. And it has that multiplayer mode, which is kind of cool. And the mini-games, like, come on. The mini-games, man. The mini-games are fantastic. Who doesn't love the mini-games in 64DS? They're all fantastic. The Wanted mini-game, the bomb sorting mini-game. Wait, was that in the Wii? Oh, wait, fuck it. But yeah, like, I don't know. I still love 64, but compared to the other 3D Mario games, it's the lowest. I'm sorry. Again, get your pitchforks out of me. I'll take the hate, but still love the game, but it can't be an S for me. I'm sorry, but there you go. If you hate me, then just say so. And speaking of Mario Sunshine, unpopular opinion once again. I prefer Sunshine over Mario 64. I'm gonna say it right now. I do. This game gets a lot of hate for a couple reasons. One, it's not 60 FPS, which is kind of a staple for any Mario game. But, yeah, also the blue coins suck. We all agree on that. Like, there's no guide for the blue coins. I mean, there kind of is, but it's not really that helpful. So, yeah, the blue coins suck. Like, that's a universally accepted opinion. Like, blue coins are terrible. The levels, though, are a lot of fun. I love pretty much every level in the game. I love the enemies. I love the boss fights. The music is so good. Like, in the background, you hear Rico Harbor. Da, 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 da. Oh my god, it's so good. I will say the only real negative besides the blue coins and, whatever else is that there's not a lot of theming with the levels because they're all pretty much, in the beach theme. They're all different, sure, but I think sticking to just the beach theme kind of limits how creative levels can be. But they're all still fun, so I mean, it's not really that big of a negative. The controls, some people don't like them. I love them. I had no control issues. I mean, sure, the pachinko minigame, the pachinko star can kind of be clunky because the controls are weird in that one. But, besides that level, I had no control issues. Like, it was pretty solid for me. So, yeah, Mario Sunshine, I know, unpopular opinion, but I put it above 64. I would. I enjoyed it more. Not a whole lot more, but more. So, again, get your pitchforks ready because I'm pretty sure I'm going to see in the comments, oh, you're bullshit. No, 64 is better. And if you say that, then that's fair. I'm not going to hate you for it. But in terms of my list, Sunshine's a better game. I'm sorry. It is. So I don't have a lot of memories on New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, but what I do remember is pretty good. It's a pretty solid 2D platformer. This basically was a revival of 2D Mario after the last game we got was Super Mario World. And it's a pretty solid game. The graphics are not particularly great. However, what I will say is that compared to the other new Mario Bros. Games, this game has unique bosses. It's not the Koopalings. Like, we got Mummy Pokey, we got a giant Goomba, we got Lackey Thunder, Bowser, of course, Dry Bowser. So, at least the boss fight variety is great, and I love it. However, I do think the levels are not that memorable, which is the case for pretty much every new Mario Bros. Game. But it's still a solid 2D platformer, so if I were to rank this, I would put it probably below Mario Bros. 2, but still at a B tier. It's a solid 2D platformer. Great boss fights. A pretty mid Bowser fight overall. And just pretty mid levels, I would say. But still a solid game. Mario Bros. DS, solid B. If you have been following my channel for any amount of time, then you already know that Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are my two favorite video games of all time. They have been since the moment I beat both of them. So you know what? I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to put it in S tier, or S plus, I should say. But yeah, Mario Galaxy, what else can I say? The best Mario soundtrack of all time. Best levels. We got the planets and the galaxies and whatnot. Good boss, well, not good boss fights, but great boss fights, I should say. A very epic final Bowser fight. I love that fight. We got Rosalina, finally, my waifu. I love her. Best Mario princess. Sorry, Peach. Sorry, Daisy. Sorry, Pauline. Rosalina's the best. Love her. Fantastic gameplay. Fantastic visuals. What more can I say? This game is fantastic. I mean, this was the first game I fell in love with as a kid. Like, when I first played Mario Galaxy on the Wii back in 2009 or 10, because I got it very late. I was mind blown. I'm like, whoa, this game exists? There's anti-gravity, I can walk upside down, like, and on the walls, and what? Like, I was awestruck at, like, what this game was, and it still holds up so well to this day, even against Mario Odyssey. And that says a lot. Like, this game still does not feel real, even, like, over 15 years later. It's a superb game. Like, really. Man, but Mario Galaxy 1, we'll get to 2 in just a bit, but Galaxy 1, easy S++++, one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite Mario games of all time, goated game, love it. Alright, next. So I'm pretty sure I've heard some people say that Mario Bros. Wii is the worst of the new Mario Bros. Games, and to an extent, I kind of agree. It's still another solid game, and it had multiplayer, which was a first for 2D Mario games, I believe, right? It had multiplayer. But, I don't know what it is, but it's not that memorable these days. What it is memorable for is having the best, Bowser, the best final Bowser fight of any of the new Mario Bros. Games. When he turns big and he chases you through the final section, you have to, like, use his fireballs to get through the area. That's a fantastic Bowser fight. The rest of the game is not really that memorable for me. Again, multiplayer works great in this game. I love the propeller suit. I love, the worlds are kind of cool, I guess. They are kind of basic-y, like the first Mario Bros. Game was on the DS. But, yeah, if I were to rank this, I would probably put it maybe just below the DS one, but still to B tier. Like, honestly, I think they're all to B tier. We'll get to each one in just a bit, but, yeah, they're all solid games, but they're all similar. Like, they don't really change a whole lot besides, like, adding new power-ups and adding some more creative levels, but, yeah, Mario Bros. Wii, solid B, just below the DS for me in terms of, like, not having that good, or not having good boss fight, well, not good boss fights, but, not as good boss fights as the DS original, but, yeah, another solid game, so, Mario Bros. Wii, B. You hear that, right? That alone should tell you where this game's gonna place. Another S++++++++++++. My favorite game of all time, probably always will be. Tears of the Kingdom came kind of close this year, but this game still pulls it out. This game is just perfect in almost every way. Level design, goated. Music, goated. Enemies, goated. Boss fights, goated. Final Bowser fight, not as good as the first one, but still goated. The post-game with the green stars, I love it. It's a much better post-game than the original game because in Mario Galaxy 1, all you do is you get Luigi, right? But you play the whole game as him again, and then once you beat that, you get one new star. Not a great post-game. This game, it throws green stars into every single galaxy in the game, and you have to go back through every single galaxy and get these hard-to-find green stars, and it's a lot of fun. I love it, and also, there is one we gotta talk about, one level in particular. The Perfect Run. One of the hardest Mario levels of all time. When I first played it, it took me ages to beat it. Nowadays, I can beat it in like maybe 2 or 3 tries with very minor luck. But yeah, this game has like every perfect element I could ask for. Great post-game, great music, great level design, just great replayability too. I mean, this game is so replayable. Like, even over a decade later, I'm still playing it like at least once a year if I can. So, yeah, like, Galaxy 1 and 2 are just goated, man. Like, even, like, Odyssey came close, spoiler alert, but, I just, unless they go really balls to the wall or just think of Mario Galaxy 3, if they ever choose to go back to that formula, they'll probably never top these two games for me in terms of 3D Mario games. I don't know if they will. Maybe they will, but as far as right now, these two games are the pinnacle of 3D Mario and just Mario in general. So, Galaxy 2 and Galaxy 1, S+++ all the way. I think Mario 3D Land is one of those games that has kind of soured on people over the years. I still love the game, but compared to 3D World, there's no contest. 3D World's a better game, clearly. But 3D Land's a pretty solid game. I think it has one of the best Final Bowser fights, easily. I love that Final Bowser fight. The levels are okay. My main issue is that in the special worlds, there are some unique and new levels, but the majority of levels that you see in the special world are, just rehashes of levels in the original game, which is fine, but, like, I want brand new levels, not just slight rehashes and changes from, the original game's levels. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of a downer. Tanuki Mario's good. I love him. So yeah, Mario 3D Land, I wouldn't put it in A tier for the reasons I just stated, but, it's a solid B+ for me, I think. It's good, you know? It's not really that memorable compared to 3D World specifically, but, you know, it's a good 2D Mario, or I guess 3D Mario if you count it as that. Well, it's a 3D kind of 2D Mario game, if you want to call it that. But, yeah, great Final Bowser fight, really solid music, solid levels. So, yeah, 3D Land would be a very steady B+ for me. So we just said how Mario Bros. Wii is kind of the, is thought to be the worst of the new Mario Bros. Games, and I think Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS is kind of in that same boat. And I kind of agree with that too. Well, 2, get it? 2. But yeah, Mario Bros. 2, I think the focus on getting coins is okay, but it doesn't do a whole lot to make me like the game more. I mean, because the game rewards you for getting 1,000,000 coins, right? And it's just a statue on the title screen. Like, who gives a crap? Golden Mario is cool, I guess, because he turns enemies into coins and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't know. This game is kind of just mid for me. It's not bad, but it's not great. This and Wii are kind of, like, in the same exact boat. If I had to pick one, though, I would put 2 just above Wii, but below DS, because the boss fights are still the Koopalings, and actually, you know what? Fun fact for you guys. The Iggy boss fight is the same exact boss fight from Mario Bros. Wii. They literally copied and pasted that boss fight. Like, what? Why does every other Koopaling have their own new boss fight, but yet one of them has a rehash? Doesn't make sense. Like, you couldn't think of anything new for Iggy? Like, come on, man. It's my boy Iggy. My favorite Koopaling. But, yeah, Mario Bros. 2 is mid. So, probably a B, maybe a B minus, but yeah, overall pretty mid game. Alright, we are finally wrapping up the new Mario Bros. Games. Finally. We have Mario Bros. U, Luigi U, and then we'll talk about Deluxe in a second. But, excuse me, sorry. Mario Bros. U, I would say is probably the best of the new Mario Bros. Games because, the Acorn Studio is fantastic. The level designs are great. The hub world is now, like, all connected versus just being split into separate parts. Like, you can now travel in between each different world in, like, one big area versus having to, like, go to a map screen and do it. So that's kind of cool. The baby Yoshis are cool, I guess. We got, like, a bubble one, a glow-in-the-dark one, and a, one that eats enemies or something. Or no, he becomes a balloon they can float on. So yeah, that's kind of cool. The boss fights are pretty good. The final Bowser fight is good, I would say. So yeah, they're all similar too. I'm not gonna put these in their own, like, tiers. They're all the same. But, what I will say is that, Mario Bros. U is probably... probably, like, a B+. And then the Luigi U is better because, each level has, like, the timer thing where you have to, like, really rush and, get to the, goal pole in time. So, that'd be above Mario Bros. U for me. And then Deluxe, I have not played because there is no reason to. This game has little new content. There's a challenge mode, which is kind of cool, but I don't care about that. Like, there is no reason. If you played this in the Luigi U, this game is literally no value. The graphics are the same exact thing. Like, there's not even that much of an improvement for me. So yeah, haven't played this game and put it in haven't played, but, yeah, no reason to buy it. But, Mario Bros. U, Luigi U, and I guess U Deluxe, if I want to count that, are, solid B pluses, I guess, but... yeah, this series kinda overstayed its welcome. So, we have Wonder now, finally, which we'll get to in a bit, but, yeah, there you go. Overall, the new series are all solid B games, I would say. When I first played Mario 3D World on the Wii U, I was stunned. Like, at the time, nowadays it's obviously not the case, but, at the time of its release, it looked fantastic. Like, the graphics were phenomenal. I was stunned, like, oh my god, what are these graphics? Like, the levels are great looking. Cat Mario is fantastic. Like, the worlds are all cool with, like, the Bowser world and the lava world and the sky world. All great. Also, a very, very excellent soundtrack. It, like, the whole jazz era of Nintendo was fantastic with this and Mario Kart 8. It was great. So, 3D World's a great game. I would put it in probably a, probably an A tier. Probably right below. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna put it in A+. It's above Yoshi's Island for me, personally. But, yeah, fantastic soundtrack. One of the best final Bowser fights. That Meowser fight is awesome. With the music and everything and the camera work. Oh, it's so good. Man. And the other ones, too, where he's in the car and you have to, like, hurl the soccer balls back at him. That's kind of cool. And original bosses. No more Koopalings. No more Boom. Well, I mean, they're in the game. We got Boom Boom and Pom Pom again, I should say. But we have King Kathunk. We have Histocrat. That soundtrack, by the way, is great for Histocrat. I love that song. We have Broder is his name, I believe. So there's new bosses. That's great because most games don't have original bosses. They're just like the Koopalings or Boom and Pom Pom or just Bowser or Bowser Jr. So that's kind of cool. The post-game is alright. Like 3D Land, the levels are kind of rehashes mostly from other levels in the game. However, there is some cool original ones, like the Block Land, which is based on Mario 3D Land. The the boss gauntlet was kind of cool. The Skyway levels are very interesting. So, yeah, this game is pretty amazing and kind of underrated for me. Not quite an S tier for me, like Galaxy and World and 3 are, but very solid A+. And we'll get to Bowser's Fury in just a bit, but 3D World, A+. Have you ever had the dream of making your own Mario levels? Because I'll tell you right now, I have. And thus, Mario Maker on the Wii U was born. A fantastic level creator. I love this game. The amiibo costumes were fun because you could dress up as different characters and base your levels around that. And the gamepad, like, honestly, this game has, in my opinion, one of the best gamepad uses of any game on the Wii U. Like getting to draw your courses on the gamepad and work from there was a lot of fun. So yeah, Mario Maker, I would probably say it's in the A tier. Probably above even 3D Land in these games. So, probably an A-. I would say the reason why it's not a little bit higher is because, this game is all about not only playing levels, but making them, and I can't make levels for shit. Like, I'm bad at making levels. So, that element kind of dwindled on me, but playing levels was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of good levels in Mario Maker 1. Like, people were really going all out in terms of creativity, and it was a lot of fun to see. But, yeah, we have two, which we'll get to in a minute, but Mario Maker 1, very, very fun level creator. It was a lot of fun to play when it first came out. Nowadays, it's kind of not really that worth it. But, yeah, Mario Maker 1, I would say is probably A-. I have played a solid 30 minutes in total in my lifetime of Mario Run on mobile. And I can already say, I will never play it again. I don't like this game. I don't know what it is. It's not a bad game by any means, but I just don't like how it controls, man. Like, having it be an auto runner, I don't know. I'm just not into it. I mean, getting to build your town's kind of neat, I guess. And the song you're hearing in the background right now is catchy, obviously. But yeah, like, this game just kind of fell through the cracks for me. I didn't really care about it, so I'm putting this bad boy in D tier. Like, again, not a bad game. It's solid for what it is, but for a mobile title, I'm not really into mobile titles to begin with. And having an auto runner Mario game just doesn't really work well for me. I don't know why, but yeah, sorry Mario Run fans. I enjoyed what I played of it for 30 minutes, and then I didn't want to play it again, but yeah, Mario Run, sorry, it's a D tier. January 2017, the Nintendo Switch presentation. One of the games they showed off in a brand new trailer was a game called Super Mario Odyssey. And I was losing my mind because I realized, and they said it after that trailer was like out or whatever, that Sandbox Mario was back. No more linear, we are going back to 64 and Sunshine, and I was hyped as hell. And the game came out, and I was mind blown once again. Not like Galaxy, or not quite like Galaxy and Galaxy 2, but I was still mind blown. Like, the capturing is fantastic. I love getting to become new enemies or other enemies and whatnot. The level designs are pretty cool. We got like a Dark Souls kingdom, a food kingdom, a cloud kingdom, which didn't get used that much, obviously. A forest, mechanical kingdom, a Japanese Bowser's castle. Like, what? Da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da. Oh, I love that. Also, Bowser. The final Bowser fight. Oh my god, you guys. The second part of that fight, where you capture Bowser, you go through with Peach on your back, and that song plays right at the end. Goose bumps. One of the best endings of any Mario game on this list. Like, awesome. The 2D sections are fantastic. Like, getting to be 2D Mario and get moons that way is so goddamn good. Now, as far as my gripes with the game nowadays, I will say it's not that replayable because there are so many moons in the game. And when you go for full completion the first time, it feels satisfying. But then you do it again, and it's kind of tiring and also not as satisfying. Also, the unlock rewards are kind of weird because, they don't really function that great. Like, you get the moon, or the dark side at, what, 250, and then the darker side at 500. The darker side is a very hard level, but it's not anywhere close to the hardness of Galaxy 2's Perfect Run, but it's still a hard level. It's very long, too. But yeah, the unlocks could be a little bit better in terms of, like, being more structured, I believe. The costumes are a lot of fun, getting to be Diddy Kong and Wario and Waluigi and whatnot, that's kind of cool. But, yeah, Mario Odyssey, I would say it's just barely an S tier, but definitely not above these 4 games for me. Not above 3, World, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2, but still a fantastic Mario game. One of the best controlling Mario games by far. One of the best endings, one of the best Bowser fights, great level design, great music. So, yeah, Odyssey is a very solid S. I think some people say Mario Maker 1 is the better game, and for one big reason. Mario Maker 2 does not have the amiibo costumes, which I get. I didn't use them that much, but that is a fair argument. However, on an overall basis, Mario Maker 2 is for sure the better game. It has more elements to work with, it has a whole 3D world style, which is not even a 2D game, which is kind of weird. Also, the story mode, like, I love the story mode. Why is it not talked about more often? I loved it. Like, it's not super mind-blowing or anything, but what's there? I had a blast with it. Like, very cool story mode. So yeah, probably just above Mario Maker 1, but not above 64. Probably a solid A-. I know someone put it, like, right here, like, maybe just for the amiibo costumes, but as far as, again, on an overall basis, Mario Maker 2 is definitely the better game for me. So, yeah, good soundtrack, more levels, or more elements to work with for the levels, great story mode. So yeah, Mario Maker 2 and Mario Maker 1 are both pretty solid A-. Finally, Mario 3D World is on the Switch. It took long enough. However, that is not all we have. Aside from some gameplay tweaks, like making them move faster and whatnot, and making the UI a bit better, we have a whole new mode called Bowser's Fury. This is, in my opinion, one of the best 3D Mario experiences of all time. Like, it is so well structured. It's kind of on the short side, honestly, but what's there is solid. Like, if they use that as a stepping stone for future 3D Mario games, I'm all for it. Like, if they can take that and make it a full-fledged game, that'd be great. I love Bowser's Fury so much. Having to escape Fury Bowser while that music is playing. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's so good. The final fight is kind of cool too, right? To, like, chase him down and hit the bells back at him. That's kind of cool. Also, that ending where you get Plessy and he becomes like this massive Giga Plessy and he squashes Bowser. So funny. Like, I love that. So yeah, honestly, Bowser's Fury alone, I put it in an S tier, and you combine that with 3D World as well, like, that is a very, very good package right there. You get the full Mario 3D World game with some minor tweaks that enhance the gameplay, plus a whole new mode in Bowser's Fury, which is great, and that's a solid $60 package, I believe. That's amazing. So, Bowser's Fury and 3D World on the Switch are solid S. And finally, we have Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, when I first beat the game, if you remember, I said at the time it was for sure now my favorite, or my new favorite 2D Mario game. However, with some reflection, I've come to realize that it doesn't quite top Mario World for me. But what's here is really good. We have, the art style is gorgeous. The boss fights could be a little bit more improved. The airships are so cool looking with the whole, like, green and gray aesthetic. I love that. The wonder effects are all great. We get the return of Metal Mario from 64. Love that wonder effect. So yeah, this game is just bursting with creativity and charm and expressions and whatnot. The final Bowser fight is, in my opinion, the best 2D final Mario Bowser fight of all time. Like, hands down. It is so creative. It's very easy, honestly, but it's so good. And, that final badge level is not the hardest Mario level of all time, but it is pretty hard. So, yeah, I would say Mario Wonder does not top Mario World. However, actually, you know what? Hold on, now that I think about it, would I put Mario Wonder above Odyssey and Bowser's Fury? You know what? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Like, I think the boss fights were definitely a disappointment. And, what else was I gonna say? I think the post-game could be a little bit more improved as well. But yeah, Mario Wonder, you know what? It's not an S-tier game to me. It's probably an A+. It is still one of the best 2D Mario games out there, but I think comparing it to 3 in World is probably not... It's not quite there for me. Like, because the boss fights are kind of a disappointment. And the music is kind of forgettable too. Like, I love the overall theme from World 1, like the da-da-da-da-da, that's cool. And the Meta Mario remix, obviously. But aside from that, it kind of has a fairly mid soundtrack, honestly. But, yeah, still a fantastic game. Glad they're bringing 2D Mario back. I'm so excited to see what they do with this. Like, I want to see a Wonder 2, honestly. Like, you know, give me better boss fights, better music, and that could be an S-tier game next time if I do another Mario tier list. But, yeah, for right now, Mario Bros. Wonder, solid A+, one of the best 2D Mario games, a fantastic game. But, yeah, I thought it was my favorite. It's not, after some reflecting, but it's still a very fantastic game, and there you go. So yeah, there you go. I am out of breath, and that is my mainline Mario tier list. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you think I'm full of bullshit? And what is your tier list like? Let me know in the comments. And also, type in the comments what you guys want me to make tier lists on next, because I want to make a Pokemon one eventually. I want to do maybe a Metroid one if I can in the future when I beat all the Metroid games. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your tier lists are and what ideas you have for future tier lists, and I'll see what I can do. But with that said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys for the next tier list video, and until then, bye! Hey, hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see another awesome video, as well as one that you might have missed from this week, click the 2 videos on your left. And make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of future videos. With that said, I'll see you all in the next amazing video.